But where do you get this equipment from? I mean, you don't exactly find a shop with forage harvesting equipment in every town. There are machinery dealers, but they can't afford to stockpile them. So every so often is held the National Grassland Demonstration, or in fact now it's described as the European Grassland Demonstration. It's actually sponsored by a fertiliser manufacturer, but it's a chance to demonstrate as many machines as possible in one place at one location, and for practical purposes on the same sort of crop. Now, why would a fertiliser manufacturer get involved? Chimera fertilisers, of course, sell a tremendous amount of fertiliser for making grass grow, so it's a good sales opportunity for them to bring as many of their customers as possible together and to put the sales message across to customers that don't currently use their fertiliser. The event is actually now described as Chimera Grassland, although many farmers still refer to it as the Grassland Demonstration.
Also lift lock, so when he lifts at the headland it won't swing around.
And it's a chance for farmers to see machines at work and form their own judgment of how they work. And really they're putting together their shopping list, or should we say their dream list, for future purchases of machinery. There are disadvantages to the Grassland Demonstration. As machines are getting more and more voracious, they can't keep going all the time. They'd soon run out of grass, despite having a large area to go at. Each manufacturer's got his own plot and tries to plan his sales run for maximum effect. Another slight disadvantage is that the drivers are usually demonstrators, driving brand new tractors that they're perhaps not familiar with, and with borrowed trailer as well. And of course, with people about, they can't give their full attention to high output, but even so, it's a good way of judging the potential of different machines.
It's very highly manoeuvrable, as you'll see on the second turn round, with its swivel hitch as standard. You can turn under full power as tight as a tractor will allow.
Now there you see, there's the demonstration of the offset drawbar swinging across. And each manufacturer gets a chance to do a commentary at the same time to get the sales points on their particular machine across to the audience. You'll notice people making judgments by moving the swath with their foot, picking it up and examining it. And that's the great thing about an event like this. People can reach their own conclusions. They can see how the machines work. They can see the advantage, for example, of this drawbar layout. Probably particularly important if they've just broken the PTO on their old mower. And it gives them an idea of the way forward. Tractor manufacturers, of course, like it because it's a chance to show their tractors at work. Not just on idle parade, but actually working hard. This is the latest droop snoot from Deutz. Gives you a good idea of the improved visibility. Must be a great worry for some of the drivers, because although 90% of the audience are experienced and have got a fairly shrewd idea of what the driver is going to do, there's always the odd person that is not totally aware and steps in the wrong direction, so they've got to be ultra cautious. Now this is actually a round baler. Works a little bit like a cigarette machine in the sense that it wraps the bale up a bit like a giant Swiss roll. This is an alternative technique for silage making because the grass is formed into individual bales or lumps and then can be protected with silage wrap, for example, to form individual blocks. You can see the belts now, and there's the fully formed bale delivered. The crop
coming off the long leg plastic tines, as you'll see in a minute, effectively spreads the grass out without any joins. And that of course gives the opportunity for same day high dry matter silage, and it also throws the crop away from the standing crop. We're going to make 3 or 4 passes here so you can see the overall carpet effect of the spreading.
The secret is to gather the audience round. You never want to stand too near one of these machines. These are obviously in good order, but it's not unknown for them to throw a component out at very high speed. So if you ever see one of these working in the field, don't get too close.
Notice how the angle vanes bring the crop away from the standing face of the grass. You'll see it better on the next pass.
You can actually see what he was talking about looking along the side of the machine. Good way of demonstrating different grass cutting machines. Mower at work there. Because of the timing, the event's early in the year in May, and not being able to control weather conditions, the crop is usually on the damp side, so it sends a nice challenge for operators. Of course, we were talking about the problem of keeping your trailer lined up with the forager. If you get it wrong in a demonstration, you'll never live it down. So it's a pretty anxious time for the demonstration drivers. Now, of course, an event like this is a chance for manufacturers to bring out their latest machinery. John Deere here with the self-propelled forager. Very difficult for them because, of course, this is a high output machine, and on conditions like this they've got to be a little bit cautious, so they're actually going for a single row. But even so, you can see that's fairly hosing in there, isn't it? This would be the sort of machine that would be eyed up by a agricultural contractor. He's got to have plenty of work for it, that's the key to it.
That concludes the demonstration. The static machines are...
He may conclude his demonstration, but there's still plenty more going on. Massey Ferguson on the front, and this time a straightforward mower at work. And if your memories go back to the old cutter bar mower, boy, aren't these an improvement. Time was you were sharpening a cutter bar mower every sort of half an hour or so, and it was jamming up.